Legion Trade Finance, LTF, is an independent financier of UK companies who need facilities to pay for goods from their suppliers worldwide. We structure innovative financing solutions bespoke to our clients' requirements, including paying suppliers direct, loans and letters of credit. We can finance facilities of 100k or more with no upper limit on the size of trades we can fund.
Legion, as the name says in the title, is a trade finance house. Trade finance houses finance goods and materials in movement, and that, I think, is an all-embracing definition which very adequately describes what we do. We have financed sales, or purchases rather, on behalf of clients in excess of some 100 million.
Trade finance is predicated on particular deals. So as opposed to an overdraft, which would be a general pool of funds, our funding is linked directly to particular transactions.
Our objective is to prosper the business of our clients, to help them to develop as businesses, particularly augmenting their liquidity, which is obviously what we do. On a slightly loftier plane, our endeavour is to look after the money that we're charged with by our investor base, to help our clients, as I've already said, to live peacefully within our community, ethically, which is very important to us, and to do no harm to anyone.
LTF was founded in late 2010 by management and the private investors. It was set up to meet demand for trade finance solutions from SMEs. We have since developed into one of the UK's largest independent providers of trade solutions, with offices across the UK. Since we started, Legion has financed goods with an onward sale value of over £100 million, bringing much needed financial support to SMEs neglected by traditional sources.
They would come to us simplistically because we have money and we're open for business.
We'll finance the entire cost of the goods. We'll add into that the added bits that come along, such as the freight, any insurance costs, duty and VAT as the goods are landed, so that our client has been financed with all of that cost, hasn't had to come up necessarily, not in every case, but necessarily, with any part of the finance required towards those goods.
For Legion, we've got quite an unusual approach, I guess, in that we're almost a quasi-trading partner rather than a lender, or we encompass elements of both. So, this is going to sound a bit strange as head of credit, but for us, a lot of the decision making is common sense based rather than perhaps sort of financial analysis, although that obviously plays an important part in the overall mix. I think we're looking at the logical things that the trading business does when it's deciding whether to buy goods and who to sell them to. Where are they buying the goods from? What's the quality of the goods? Is the specification right? Who are they selling them to? What terms are they selling them? What's the margin? And what do you do with the goods if it all goes wrong? So I think it's not a traditional lending approach. It's as I say, a quasi-trading partner type approach where we're taking an interest in the goods as well as the overall financial health as our client. But it does mean, therefore, that to take an example of a startup, it is actually possible to fund someone who's got a one-off order from a new, from a large supermarket chain who've never done it before. But if all the other elements stack up, then it's something we could still assist with.
We have engaged with a variety of different SMEs and consequently provided facilities across a broad range of industries. Our key strengths of innovation, creativity and flexibility have resulted in deals within construction, engineering, home furnishing, fashion design and the organic foods industries.
For Legion, there isn't necessarily one typical customer in the sense that we look at all businesses when they come to us and try and judge it on their own merits. I think what they have is a number of elements in common which tend to occur amongst our client base time and time again. We primarily lend to UK businesses, and they tend to be businesses that are importing goods into the UK. Although, interestingly, trade finance now is also UK business-to-business purchases because of restriction of credit in the marketplace. So I think obviously because of it being a trade finance house, our clients are always buying goods or components in some form. I think the other elements tend to be that they're fairly high margin goods, and very profitable. So we've got common themes, but there isn't one typical client. And in terms of client size, I guess they range from right down at the small end. You could have a startup or a business, turning over, a couple of 100,000, starting out right through to our larger clients who are turning over 100 million plus.
We are sector agnostic. So to that extent, we do not have a predisposition to any particular industry. There are though certain ground rules. One is that the product must have a decent gross margin. We would like to continue building our business. We would like to see our clients prosper. We have a great belief in the entrepreneurial spirit of the businessman, and for as long as we can assist businesses to prosper, I would suggest that we're doing our job and our business is developing in the way that it ought to.
For further information, contact www.legiontradefinance.com.